I'm honestly a little concerned. It's a great idea, obviously, a great, one of the coolest things that Weebs has done, honestly, to push this game.
I think that was the most broken interaction with Excalibur.
I'm pretty sure I've walked by Isaac more than once this season when he was playing this deck and just said sorry after he did something.
Right. Thank you to Weebs at the Shore, aka Grand Archive, for sponsoring this video. What's up, YouTube? Welcome to another podcast, our second official podcast.
Different
on
setup
YouTube.
this time too.
What-
I'm going to change the setup every single
What
time.
number? Yeah, what number are we on?
89?
89.
I think.
That was like kind of a guess. I was
Yeah.
like, we're in the 80s somewhere.
Yeah.
89. Wow, we're almost to 100. We should do something special. when we get
Yeah, hot ones.
Yep.
Number one on our podcast.
Oh, that would be really funny.
Yep.
All right, we're doing it.
Spicy wing challenge?
So
there. No, we're gonna get the hot ones guy.
Yeah.
All right, podcast.
Should we just Sean Evans?
You think he'd do it?
I don't know. I mean, they're in New York. They're not like
It's not
that far.
Caven probably knows a guy that knows a guy that knows him. He just doesn't even realize
We
it.
should reach out on Twitter.
Yeah, why not? What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah.
He doesn't. He literally probably doesn't do his own Twitter. Won't read it. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
fine.
he hates eating. Well, he doesn't hate eating wings. He doesn't like eating wings.
And he's done vegan wings.
Yeah, he is. Lots of times.
With like Ariana and a couple other people.
Jeff Goldblum.
I don't know that. I shouldn't know all those, but I do.
Okay, I've watched every single
they're
one.
fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, episode 100, we'll do a hot ones.
That'd be
or,
super fun.
Spicy wings, whatever you
Yeah.
want to call it.
Oh, it's gonna suck.
Yeah, so we all love spicy stuff.
Not
so
that
As
it'll
much
be-
as Caven.
Yeah, yeah. It'll be good though. I think that'll be a great podcast. Definitely looking forward to that. Make sure to join our Discord community.
Yeah.
We'll have that in the link below because we'll ask what questions you guys want to see
Oh,
answered
yeah.
on. We'll do like a Q&A number 100 podcast.
Should we have the wives ask the questions?
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
That would be pretty fun. We'll talk to them. We'll
Yep.
see if they're down to get in front of the camera and,
Yep.
and have some fun.
You know, this is on camera, and that's fine. I'm going to order another one of those Rode mics so I don't forget.
Yeah. Today, we have some exciting stuff to talk about because it is last weekend was release weekend of DTR, which is not down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Which Caven might think it is, but it's not.
I don't worry, I clipped it out. It's,
Yeah.
not, it's not in there.
It's all right. I literally thought it was until like last week.
I kept, when DTR first started getting talked about, so for those of you that don't know, like usually, well, I mean, I guess not going as much forward, but previously in competitive seasons, we've been like very put the blinders on when a new set gets spoiled and like talked about and stuff, and we don't really pay attention to it until there's a lot more spoilers and stuff. And so I was like definitely just ignoring DTR as always, as we usually did, for a while when it first started getting talked about. But every time I heard it, people kept calling it down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
I literally didn't know Disordered Reflections was the official name until like a day or two ago, honestly. Like,
no, I get it because everybody was talking about it like that.
Yeah.
Which I mean, thematically, it makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it totally makes sense.
Right.
That's so cool.
but me, like, only hearing it's Alice in Wonderland themed, the set name is DTR, or like the acronym is DTR, and I just heard the set name's DTR, I was like, that is what it is.
Yep.
And I didn't look at any info to actually like correct that. So
for sure.
I have to like, definitely fix that for myself.
But I mean, whenever it's a new set, it's super exciting.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things. Obviously, opening new cards is extremely fun. Everybody has fun doing that. We'll tell some stories about our opening experience.
Yeah.
But on top of that, obviously, the most exciting thing for us, and probably for a lot of you guys, is the fact that there are brand new archetypes, brand new cards. Hopefully, we get a big shakeup. We have not talked on social media yet about the ban, I don't think.
Oh, true.
Which a big ban
We
happening.
have not, yeah.
And so with that big ban, we'll probably bring that up a little bit.
Yeah, because normally they've like never given any heads up whatsoever. Like if the ban list is on this date, it is on that date. And this is the 1 week, this past week, where they gave us it on Tuesday instead of Friday. And we had recorded our Wednesday podcast on Monday. So it was funny because Tuesday came, we all heard about the Lost and Thought ban, but we had recorded it on Monday. And so in our podcast, you're like, you know, we all know Lost and Thought's getting banned. You know, like we basically talk about it as if it happened.
Yeah.
It was just funny because there were some comments about like blah, 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 you know. So,
And now it's happened.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, honestly, let's just get it out of the way. Let's just talk about it. Because it's like the least exciting of everything we're going to talk about today. So Lost in Thought is officially gone.
Yeah.
Sad day for water players. Maybe kind of an expected day for a lot of water players, but I think there was still a lot of people that were on the copium that it wasn't going to get banned, which I get because there's a lot of new stuff.
Yeah.
But what people need to remember is with a card like that, scaling indefinitely, every card that gets released in every set moving forward has the potential, obviously, to make that card just better and better and better. And with all of the super, like, imagine Spectre package, which is something we'll talk about, in a deck that can abuse Lost in Thought somehow, in a water variant that's just putting a bunch in the yard and, like, really, really strong.
So I have a kind of funny story about the ban list. It came out, and I opened it up, read it, or whatever, and I was like, oh my gosh, Lost in Thought got banned. And I was like, that's, like, really cool. And Quinn was in the room with me, and she was like, are you excited about this? And I was like, yeah, I'm really excited about this. I'm very, very happy about this. And she was like, well, but you use this card a lot. Like, you like it a lot. Yeah. I said, yeah, I love Lost in Thought.
Yeah.
But you know what I hate about Lost in Thought? It's one of the only cards in the game that can immediately give you insane value and just outpace someone right away. Like, when you're playing against Watermill and they go, you know, Fractal of Rain, Tidestone Bovine, turn 1, swing, mill 2 float, go to their next turn, mill a float with Fractal of Rain. Like, that's a crazy high roll, right? But that is usually, like, maybe they'll go to level 1 right away or something, right? Like, they got a little value out of it right away, but it usually is going to take them a turn or two to get more value out of it. But the problem with Lost in Thought is that they can just go, oh, I'm just going to go draw Regalia, like backup charge or something now, right?
Yeah.
And then just go Lost in Thought, banish 3, draw 3 cards on my second turn of the game.
Yeah.
And like,
now I went first, I'm at like 9, 10
exactly.
cards.
And
With floating in the yard.
being able to capitalize on that high roll potential and gain all of that value immediately, it's terrible, right? And like, obviously you have like other situations. Like, that's not why they banned Lost in Thought, but that is one of the reasons that I'm most happy about Lost in Thought, because it was the only thing in the whole game of Grand Archive that made me feel like, oh, you just high rolled me and there's basically nothing I can do, and I had no control over it.
It kind of had the erupting vibes.
Because you can't even like censor or something like that. Because like if they do something like Fractal of Rain,
he said doo-doo. Sorry.
Listen, it came in my head too. I was like,
I know it did. That's why I looked at you. I said he said it. Anyway, sorry.
Anyways, but yeah, I mean, you just can't. It's a very frustrating card.
No, it
so,
is.
Yeah.
It's
and
a crazy powerful
The biggest
card.
reason why I'm bummed, actually, because of it got banned, is purely because now I can't do Paladin Lost in Thought.
You're right, but that was also kind of like too strong.
No,
right?
it's okay.
Like,
I want to do that.
Yeah.
Because it's the same thing.
Lost in Thought Crystalline Archer.
Yeah, it's.
I miss doing that, you know? Yeah. I did a lot of times
Well, I'm
this
saying
last season.
it's similar to Ace and
Squirrel. Yeah, but then at the
Problem
end of
is that Squirrel does not scale indefinitely.
Right.
Lost in Thought bemes like your bomb.
And also, you're talking about Ace and Squirrel as a 2-card combo to get you a 3/4, and you're left with a 0-drop 1/1 in hand. Frost from Paladin Lost in Thought is a 2-card combo for a 3/4 that cycles you into a brand new card.
I want a 0 cost.
Yeah.
Floating memory.
That's
do
it.
nothing.
Yeah. Me too.
You can put a norm. I don't care.
That's
just fast.
I mean, it's fine. Like, I guess.
No effect.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah.
Don't even make it a spell.
It's just called floating memory.
Yeah.
The name of the card.
That would be hilarious.
You just go.
I would love that.
Floating memory.
No, memory of floating.
You guys should make
memory
that
of
card,
floating.
Yeah. Memory of floating.
Memory of floating.
Oh my god! It's just like
Take these notes,
it's just like Alice like in a pool of water
Yeah.
floating away. You know, like. That'd be hilarious. Yeah, I mean, that's fine if that's all the card does.
Yeah.
If it's like just a Frostborn Paladin enabler, basically, or a level up enabler, that's fine. But yeah, when you can high roll with it, or when you can scale late game, it's too.
That's what I'm saying. I'm bummed because I wish
Yeah.
that there was a card that instantly replaced it. I could like, okay, cool.
Yeah. As somebody, I think I competed almost every event last season, the entire World season, with Lost Thought in my deck. The only one is you and I played Wind Allies at CNATS.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
Which we don't talk about. But if we had all the cards, we would not have. So
Yeah.
I think that was our second worst event, like big event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what rhymes with CNATs? Chicago.
Yeah, that does rhyme. You're not wrong. That's grammar.
You know, like when they do like the spelling, like or like the phonetics or whatever, do that, but like do a really messed up one where you take Chicago and you take CNATs and you like make them somehow.
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah. These pictures are the same. But yeah, so Lost Thought, obviously very strong deck. We played it a lot. Definitely, you know, I'll miss some of the crazy lines we were able to do, but I will not miss that in a competitive scene.
No, absolutely not. Like even when you got huge value from Lost in Thought, it felt so crappy
Yeah.
to do. You know, like when I'm playing Fractals and I turn 1 imbue a rain,
Yeah.
and I just sit there and 3 turns in a row, middle of float,
Yeah.
and I just go, lost in thought for 4.
Yeah.
Do you have a counter? Glimmering?
Yeah.
Like, good game?
Yeah.
Like, it was awful to do.
Yeah.
You know, like it didn't feel like you were winning off skill.
Yeah.
It just felt like, oh, nice.
Yeah.
I got lucky.
I'm pretty sure I've walked by Isaac more than once this season when he was playing this deck and just said sorry after he did something.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
not ironically.
That was Fractals. That was like Zhang, draw 2,
Yeah.
swing 1, Zhang, draw 2, swing 1, like, and then go my next turn, and they try to stifle. I go, yeah, counter it,
Yeah.
draw 2,
Yeah,
swing
yeah,
1.
yeah.
Like, yeah, man. Like, I was like, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I drew all 4. or
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
like,
And that was the days.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to happen in card games, but Lost in Thought was too generic of a feels bad card. Yeah.
And then I think the other, which honestly is still going to be incredibly impactful.
Yeah.
Maybe not as exciting as a ban of Lost in
Yeah.
Thought is going to
Yeah.
be the Polaris change.
the one that no one saw coming.
No.
Yeah.
So it's funny because I think like at the beginning of the season, a lot of people were talking about Polaris
Yes, they were.
being problematic.
Yeah.
And then
Fractals
happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people were like, oh, okay, I just stopped thinking about Arsana. There was like 3 Arsana players in the world.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, oh, Fractals, gotta stop Fractals, ban
Yeah.
Fractals. But nothing ever happened to the Ari deck. It was still very powerful.
Yeah.
It just got stomped by Fractals. And so that was kind of the issue. But Polaris as a whole, having a fast speed, free, guaranteed board wipe that you get that also indefinitely scales. This is kind of the same issue we were talking about with Lost in Thought.
Yeah.
It's like it indefinitely scales, and now moving forward with some of the new cards that came out, being able to copy your Polaris and get multiples, and just every time you're getting counters.
I think
board wipe.
I think
like,
that was
yeah.
the most broken interaction with Excalibur.
Yeah.
And I don't think it was, oh, they're really fearful of how good Ari was going to
Yeah.
be. I think, well, technically yes, but
Yeah.
I think it was more of a, oh, it's absolutely broken to do that,
Yeah.
so this needs to be stopped. So it was less about like nerfing Polaris
Yeah.
and more about stopping that
Yeah.
basically like unwinnable
It's really
interaction.
funny because some people had been like testing already. I've heard a lot
Yeah.
of stories that people were playing Excalibur Arsana to
Yeah.
copy their Polaris.
Understandably.
Obviously.
Yeah.
And so like some of our friends were talking about it. They're like, yeah, I played against it. It was absolutely broken.
Yeah.
And then they were like, oh, I think Limelight was talking about it.
Yeah.
And he was playing his deck and he was like, there was literally nothing I could do because they'd get a Polaris. They're getting 2 counters each time. If you get a board, they blow it up and they have a backup one.
Yeah, if you are playing any sort of ally-based deck whatsoever, even like Water Domain Tony, which is like not an ally deck, but like does need a board to end the game, good game. Because like we've seen how much Artivore Ensnaring like just dominates like an ally deck.
Yeah.
When you actually are just removing them back to back instead of Artivore Ensnaring it back to back, which is like temporary removal that can get chained, like, oh yeah, it's just unreal.
But just to confirm, because
It's only Regalia, is that what
yeah, I just want to make sure it's not a unique.
Excalibur?
Yeah, no. Polaris.
No, it's not.
I didn't think it was,
No,
but I just want to make
yeah.
sure nobody was cheating in all these stories I heard. But
No.
okay. But also, then in that world, think about it. So you could get your first Excalibur.
Wait, hold up. Are there any unique Regalia in the game? Outside of like Majestic Spirit? No, Majestic
no,
Spirit's
it's
not,
not
even
Majestic
unique.
Spirit's
Yeah,
not.
there's no
No
unique
unique
Regalia.
Regalia.
Maybe there isn't one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Divine relics aren't even unique. They, you can only just put 1 into your.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fair. So there aren't any uniques yet.
Yeah.
Maybe that will be something because of things like this.
Yeah.
That they realized in the future, because they've created this interaction, that the 0 drops that they make, they have to be careful about what they do. But Polaris, you just pop the distorted one, and you get to keep your other one and just make another one with the next Excalibur you pop.
Right.
You know,
Well,
like-
and like one of the big like counters to Arisana is like fracturizing a Polaris or something,
Yeah.
right? And like turning off their cosmic bolts and
Yeah.
everything. So that just becomes like really awkward with, if you're going
yeah. You got it?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
no, I lost it.
You lost it. It's okay.
But yeah, it would have been just very bad. Because even if you're against an ally deck, it just almost feels like an auto win, I think. And then if you're not against an ally deck, some of the interaction they have to like slow you down, so you can't just like do whatever you want. Because like when you're playing Arisana against a water deck, you get punished if you bring out Polaris at not fast speed, but a fast materialization, whatever you want to call it, extra materialization. And so now like. That would have just been like, it really feels bad to like be able to just do whatever you want and like not get punished for it.
And it also lets you like all the boss monsters that like Guoja gets and things like that. it was already good against Turtle, against Genbu,
Yeah.
because he has to change his stats, so 3 damage to it just kills it.
Yeah.
But now, with 2 of them, it's not hard to just kill a Siryu, kill a, whatever. So I think it was very smart of them to do.
Yep.
I still think Arizona's going to be really good too.
Oh yeah, she got a lot going for her.
I've seen a little bit of people talking about like how strong the suited stuff is, cardistry and everything, which is like true, but like the second that you start interacting with them a little bit, I think that kind of falls apart.
I'm curious though about that.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think Queen of Hearts would come up that often. If you're trying to build a board and they kill all
and they
2
keep
or
killing
3,
it,
and then it's also because then she gets all of them immortality. They can't be killed.
Yeah.
Then she dies. You can bring another Queen of Hearts because she's just the one card that you need to banish to get the 10 or whatever. So
which is pretty cool. So there's probably some. I mean, it's definitely testing.
Yeah.
But
it's because I've been focused on editing and doing everything. I literally haven't looked at like building a deck. Last night, I finally started building a deck with the Spectre package, which I guess we can jump into a little bit.
Yeah, we can start talking about archetypes.
Yeah. So there's a suited archetype from this set, and there's of course the Spectre package from the set, which I think a lot of people are realizing the strength of.
Yeah, I mean,
honestly,
you can see this reflect on TCGPlayer.
Yes.
Ryle the Abyss is the most expensive rare from the set.
Yeah.
I think people were looking at Fluffy Shopkeep as being the best rare, the most expensive rare of the set, and it kind of like snuck up and overtook that one.
Well, turns out going +2 is that we don't, other than Lost in Thought, there's not really a way to +2. I guess, no, Avarice isn't even technically. We banned Avarice. So, what's the Rye card that makes you put your whole hand down at the end of turn?
Well, Ryle.
Arcane Disposition.
Arcane Disposition.
That's the only other card that +2s you.
Wait,
right?
does Ryle the Abyss +2 you, but then you spent a card doing it, or no? It replaces itself.
It plays itself, and you play it.
You draw everything, and you've drawn, and you've discarded 2 floating memories. So you get 2 floating memory for absolutely no
And you
cost.
get to draw cards for the ones you.
Yeah, I
put in the
don't
yard.
think we have anything that does that outside of like
banned cards.
banned cards or level 3 cards that don't really see play.
Yeah, this is a on my spirit if I want
level
of power.
At fast.
Yeah. So for those of you guys who might know and new players, something like we're gonna break down the Spectre package a little bit so they know what it is.
Yep.
But it is something that's getting talked about across all platforms. Obviously huge in Discord and in the competitive circle. A lot of people are kind of just out the gates front runners as far as early testing goes. Spectre package is absolutely at the top of the list. And for you guys, that's something that we are really focusing on and hoping that you guys love this year. We're trying to bring a lot more of that competitive circle and like high level deck like design and things like that to our podcast and to the channel. So I think it's important to share this kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's trying to bring an awareness of especially the things that are already being already being talked about, like the Spectre package and stuff. Maybe you're not as plugged into GA as some other people, and so maybe you don't constantly lurk on Discord and you don't hear the chatter and all that kind of stuff. So that's what we're bringing. This is the most talked about archetype. We kind of want to give everyone that information, and we're actually going to be doing a gameplay video this week on YouTube of the Spectre package.
Perfect.
So you'll be able to see it actually in action.
Sick.
Yep. But so let's cover what it is. So Ryle the Abyss, we've already talked about that one.
That's the main enabler.
This is essentially better than Creative Shock, but limited to Spectres. Sure, yeah. So it's the 3-cost fire, fast action, so very similar to Creative Shock. And you draw a card, then discard up to 2 Spectre cards. For each card discarded this way, draw an additional card. So the ceiling is +2 floating memory in your graveyard, and you replaced every card spent to do that. And the floor is replace itself.
Yep.
If you need to level up and you have no Spectres in your hand, you just play it. It replaces itself. You put cards in your memory and you banish it and level up.
Yep.
So like the floor to ceiling is just like an unreal ratio.
The crazy thing that's even more obscene about this card is that it just draws. It doesn't even draw into
memory or anything. Yeah, no. Card's absolutely busted. And then for reference, there are multiple Spectre cards that have generic floating memory.
Yeah.
There's
Undying Dreams,
Evercurrent Raider, and then you run
Liminal Guide, which is the real scary thing about this whole thing, because now you can discard like the games that I have seen where people are discarding double Liminal Guide. I've seen a game where someone had triple Liminal Guide in their yard, and the game just ends. When they level up, 3 1/3s come on, they draw 3 cards, and now they're just like so ridiculously far ahead. It's just out of control.
Even just 1 is insane because you got that draw already, so you already got a plus from it being discarded and all that kind of stuff. and then being able to pair it with something like Cremation Ritual.
Yeah.
Now it's like, oh, okay, so I got a card that already +1 me, and then I'm using that card as a cost to play a card that +1s me again. So it's just like unreal, right?
Yeah.
The value is crazy.
It's
so
crazy.
Obviously I like this package.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love drawing cards.
Yeah, it's so good.
But yeah, that's basically the whole Spectre package.
Yeah.
There's only 2 generic floating memory cards. The really cool thing is, so one of them is water.
Yep. Yeah.
And I didn't even realize it until we started making a deck for the gameplay.
Yeah.
That's literally a benefit for Crux.
Yeah.
Because they can use it with Ascension and Prismatic Edge.
Yep.
And now, like, you would literally want to be running this card. And so, like, previously there, like, you've heard of Skittles Merlin before. If you're newer, that just referred to a Merlin deck that would run Prismatic Edge and run wind and water cards to try to unlock the whole effect.
Yeah.
And
In a
there's
fire
never
deck.
in a fire deck,
Yeah.
And there's never been any actual synergy with those cards, essentially. There hasn't really been a way to like search them out unless you were playing like Rally of the Peasants or something crazy.
I was like, hey, there was
that.
one.
But like that's like there's never been a meta like way to get value out of running specifically those cards. They were just cards that you couldn't play. You just played it because it had generic float to use with like Hasty Messenger or Creative Shock, and then if you got to Prismatic, you could use it there. Now we're actually using like, I mean, I guess it is just like similar, but like it's a way to actually enable this like insane +1 value outside of just like, oh, I'm playing this because it's water float, and I'll just discard it with Hasty. It's like, oh no, I'm playing this because it's letting me run a card in my deck that can make me +2. And that's just like unreal, right? So like we're starting to get to that kind of like territory, which is really neat that there's like actually reasons to run specific different element cards in a Merlin deck, which is like very interesting.
I'm honestly a little concerned about how good this package is.
Yeah.
I've seen gameplay where people rush to level 3 and are getting to level 3 with 11, 12, 13 cards in hand because they hit double, triple liminal guide. And,
And it always just works with Creative Shock as well.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, you have 8 Creative Shocks in your deck.
Which, like, before, there's decks in these elements that are playing Glimpse Spirits just to make sure they hit a Creative Shock.
Yeah.
And now you're like, oh, I
have 8.
I mean, a while ago, there was one that was playing, oh my gosh, I just had it in my head. 2 cost, Norm Spell, Pitch a Spell.
Retold Fortune.
Yeah.
And you played that with Creative Shock.
Yeah.
Which was a +1 that only became +1 once you were level 2.
Yes.
Now we're on a possible +2 on Spirit.
Yeah.
Like that is such a huge shift. It's unreal.
Yeah.
And like I said earlier, like that floor being at worst it replaces itself. That's so big.
Yeah.
Because like if we were like, oh yeah, these decks are sometimes getting to level 3 with 12 cards in hand, it'd be like, oh, that's really scary. But other games they're like bricking and not able to do anything. That'd be a whole nother story. It's like, no. At worst, they're just doing what Merlin used to do.
Yeah,
you know,
incredibly
like,
efficiently.
Yeah.
It draws the card first, too. Like,
The first
initial thing is it draws a card. Like, I feel like it should be like, discard up to 2 Spectre cards. If you do, draw, I guess, 3 cards.
Right, because you can play this one with 1 Spectre in hand and be like, at worst, I'm still +1ing.
Yeah.
And then draw a card and you're like, oh, sweet, I did the safe and conservative play, and now I drew an extra Spectre, and now I'm rewarded. You know, like,
Yeah, it is a really, really cool. If you haven't seen it, put it together, test it, have some fun with it. You're going to see our list maybe this week.
Yep.
Yeah, this week. So have fun with it. Play with it at your locals. It's stupid. So it's super fun.
Do we have a special video on Friday, or is it gameplay? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure I wasn't like just
No.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's Spectres. It's really just currently. They're not really like doing some weird Spectre ally cool beatdown deck, right?
Yeah.
They're using it almost
It's a value
solely for a value engine.
Yep.
The one card that I have seen is like Crossroads Spectre.
Yeah.
That like these Crux decks are playing just because it's a very strong card. But other than that, none of these Spectres are like relevant as far as like, oh, I want to be beating down.
The nice thing with that too is like even though Crossroads Spectre doesn't read floating memory or draw a card when you like blah blah blah, it still is actually good to discard.
Yeah.
So if you do Rile and you discard a floating memory and then also Crossroads Spectre, you only get that immediate +1, but then later in the game when you're level 3, you can use a Cruxite to bring back that Spectre, and then now you've right away gotten a +1 out of your Cruxite instead of waiting to play an Ascension or a Ghost Dine or something like that. So there is even still some benefit in discarding any of the Spectre cards in the deck, which is crazy.
Yeah, and now, so we talked about that.
Yeah.
We very lightly touched on Suited.
Yeah.
A lot of people haven't been testing it that hard because they are, I think people think at base level, because I know I did, any ally deck that is forced to create a board state to
Yeah.
be successful has historically not done very well.
Yeah.
Especially with things now we have Polaris. We're getting fast speed board wipes in Diana now.
Yeah,
And like
yeah.
things like that. So like actually getting a board state that's going to stick with 2, 3, 4, 5 different suited allies on the board to really abuse it.
Yeah.
Sounds kind of crazy.
And like to be fair, we already have Blanche for things like Polaris and board wipes and stuff, and we got Safeguard Paragon and everything.
Yep.
But we just sat here and talked for a long time about how good Crux is.
Yeah.
Which Crux has been the best abuser of sweeps and cleaves in the deck. So or in the game. And you know, like old school Diana Umbra is seeing a little bit of play. Seals, obviously everyone's excited about him and like starting to play him, and those both have access to Carter cleaves and stuff like that, right? So it's like I don't think a lot of people are excited to try to tunnel themselves into a deck that dies to a lot of these different
It
things.
will be very hard,
Yeah.
especially if Assassin is still a thing around, because then
Which
it's snaring.
I don't think Tristan's going anywhere.
Yeah.
You're going to see win Tristan. I mean, the deck, nothing really changed.
Yeah.
If anything, it probably got some Umbra support that I haven't really looked into that much yet.
Sure.
Yeah, Tristan got a really cool card in Enfeebled Dagger.
Yeah.
If you want to go the distortion route.
Oh, sure.
It's a Regalia that basically acts as a Veiling, but it can't be turned off with Nullifying Mirror and stuff. So that's just like really cool to be able to be like, oh, okay, you brought out Nullifying Mirror. I'm going to bring out my materialization that still gets me a defensive turn. So we just went 1-for-1 on materializations. And I'm still defensive on that.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And then I would probably guess that some of those SoCal guys are still going to be messing around with Win Luxem because they've played it through multiple sets now.
Dude, honestly, Luxem I think is just always going to be around, like in some extent, whether it's Rogue or whether it's Tier 1.
Yeah.
Like there's just people that are going to be playing Luxem.
Yeah, I mean, it's
how many Luxem players have you seen max ready a deck, dude? People love Luxem.
There's also the fact that Wind has so much utility. So once the meta has solidified, Luxem can really build to
Fight all that.
what they want to fight off.
Yeah.
So.
I think moving forward, a variant of Luxem like that is probably going to be what people want to play because of the new Exalted card that just lets you...
Regal Inquisition?
Yes, because that typical, like, old school build up 7 Crux cards in your hand, reveal them, and make your opponent put their hand down type of decks, I think are going to have a much harder time with, as long as decks are going to level 3, obviously. It's not going to matter against allies and stuff like that, but in these grindy games where typically Luxem gets to a point where, like, it's very hard to kill them, and they're just making you put your whole hand down, and they just combo kill you. Now you're just like, oh, you finally you used your, like, Jira's map, you're in, like, a really strong spot, take all your cards and discard them.
Yeah.
You know, so, like, we'll see how that affects it, but that's a really powerful card. It might not see a ton of play in main decks, but it's going to be a very strong side deck card in level 3 decks.
But we also can see, aside from Wind Luxem, I think we also see Fire Luxem because it's getting the exact same Raleigh Abyss package.
Sure.
Fire
Spectre.
Luxem with Spectre package sounds
Pretty cool.
crazy.
They still just go Serene Spirit.
Yeah.
And have 8 creative shocks.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Yeah. You have 8 creative shocks, so your chances of getting +1s, which, like, how many times have we said on social media and, like, to each other in testing, like, the second that Fire Luxem gets a +1, it's so bad.
Their win percentage goes through the roof.
Yeah, so Fire Luxem with Spectre package could be a really scary thing, especially since they might be able to run even a higher Luxem count, honestly, because they got better openers. So they need to run less mid-game stuff.
Yeah.
And they just go, here are my openers, here's my late game.
That's all I do.
That's all I'm going to do. Yep.
No, for sure. There's definitely something there.
Yeah.
So we'll see exactly what that is and where that comes from, but pretty cool. YouTube, Dragon Shield, sleeves, 5% off. Code TRUE5. Link below. Patreon, also link below. If you want more competitive content, find it over there. I think we're still doing a free trial. Use that. Lastly, coaching. Want to take your game to the highest level you can? Caven and myself, open schedules. Get some coaching today. Back to you. So we talked about Spectre package. We talked about Suited a bit. We talked about Arsana even. We talked about Luxem. Level 3 decks in general with Fire Spectre package are all going to be an option. But another thing that I'd love to bring up and that people are obviously very excited about, I'm very excited about, is
Alan.
No, sorry.
Sorry.
Is Mordred. Is actually just Fire Aggro as a whole with the March Hare. March Hare Kindle packages is going to be create some very explosive turns with things like Peppered Chef and I mean, there is a lot of different variants out there. There's Lorraine, there's Guoja, there's obviously Fiza. You're starting to see some some like cleric beatdown and stuff like that. So there is a lot. Hair turning on red hair is like adding another
March hair,
March hair turning on red hair,
and
making you have another play set of cards you just want to play anyway. To turn on is red hair is just so strong. So like the beatdown is very, very strong. When you kill their stuff, they're like, cool, bring it back. With that recursion, it's going to be a strong deck. It's going to be a strong thing. And the other thing that's like really, really strong about March Hare is he only gets stopped by Lantern or eating him. Because if they're on Censor, it reads once it gets into banishment. So once it is in banishment, it'll read its effect and it'll bring it back. So it is a very annoying card. And we've talked about it before. You guys have already heard. When you get multiples, it's even more crazy. So just something out there that we might be seeing a little bit more of. And something that you guys should probably test against. Obviously, you're going to see the old heavy hitters. You're going to find some Wind Allies decks. You're going to see some Water Allies. You're going to see... I don't think Genbu's going anywhere. There's still going to be people playing Watermill.
Fractals.
Fractals is still a deck. Like, it Lost in Thought. It's probably the water deck that got affected the least by losing Lost in Thought. Because I think all the other water decks, because like even Water Allies utilizes it better for it because of how important their Frost Winds are. For Fractals, they're like, oh, I didn't see it. Oh wait, I still just drew all my Fractals. You're dead. It didn't really matter. Oh, Zang. So I mean, we'll see if that really like. I think that the deck obviously took a hit, but
Fractals already took a hit post Dissonant. And like.
The consistency already went down.
We felt that, and like was a scary part about bringing it to Worlds was it felt like the amount of times that you drew an opening hand, you went went up a lot, right? And so I'm a little worried about losing Lost in Thought in that deck.
And I don't know what you replace it with.
Frankly, we haven't tested Fractals yet with post Lost in Thought ban, and I don't know what you replace it with, and like. Losing a card that filters
is tough.
Seems really rough in a deck that was already having consistency issues because you're essentially talking about bringing a 56 card deck back up to 60, right? Because if Lost in Thought is always filtering itself, then it's like not a real like slot in the deck. And so now we're talking about a deck that's already having consistency issues that you're basically being forced to add 4 more cards in. I don't know.
We'll see what happens. We'll definitely see what happens. But I think what's crazy, I think almost anything is viable going into this new which is nuts. I was expecting that.
It's so hard too because when anything is viable, it's so like hard to figure out what to tech and what to sideboard against, right? And like personally, straight up, I am going to respect Fire Aggro no matter what. Whatever deck I'm bringing to Boston, I am having a plan for Fire Aggro on the side because when it is an open meta and when people aren't sure about what to sideboard and stuff, Fire Aggro usually runs right through that. Because if you aren't specifically prepped to handle that deck, you will lose, especially with how explosive they're getting now and stuff too. So I'm gonna just put that out there. If you're a Fire Aggro player playing against me at Boston, let's just go next. You know, like I got the sideboard for you. You know.
But I think that
15 card sideboard.
Honestly, there is so much viable stuff, and I think that's what the big thing we wanted to like get across today is that whatever you're building, I want to see your Diana lists. I want to see your weird hybrid Mordred lists.
Listen, when we get more Chessmen next set,
Alice baby
into Mordred,
because
the attack cards you can use them. You can use the attack cards with Mordred, the ability to get some float in there. And now we don't have Lost in Thought, so you can't even banish those float from there to do stuff.
Yeah, at least you get Erendite.
You're cooking, dude.
Speaking of Erendite. I just saw an OTK. I saw an OTK Jin list on YouTube. That's really cool. So you guys should. It played against.
I saw that one.
Yeah, I played against I think like Crux Lorraine or something with Spectre package.
Okay.
Big Erendites.
Yeah.
If someone can't kill the Erendite, it's pretty scary. But anyway, that's all really cool. How about our opening? So there's been a lot of people having incredible experiences. I've been on the Discord all weekend talking to everybody, looking at how everybody's polls. Obviously, if you guys are looking in the buying channel, it's just hundreds of posts. Everybody and their brother is selling. I have like 4 active posts. So I get it.
Not me.
Yeah, there's so...
I made one post.
Dude, there's so much.
No one said anything.
Oh my. It's because, you know why? Because you made that one post, and then 37 posts came in the next minute, and now you just got to bump it, dude. You got it. I'll bump it for you.
I hate bumping.
I'll bump it. I'll just go bumperino.
I think this has been my most favorite set to open since DOA. Because nothing's ever going to top DOA. It was the first one.
Sure.
And like CURs and just, you know, like the real CURs, like when you could actually hit them, you know, like just a fantastic set.
So speaking of that, and this might be perfect for right now. So the thing that got me into this game is Caben talked me into it. He's like, come on, you got to try it out. I was like, dude, I don't know if I can get back into a game like this. Anyway, he got me to. I was like, you know, I'm going to buy one box, singular box of DOA first ed from Caben's pile, mountain.
I was not selling any boxes on the market. I never sold them for a while.
So you were like, I'll let you get one. You can buy one. I was like, perfect. You know, maybe I'll get to see some cool cards. I was like still learning the game. Bought one box, picked it out of a pile. We opened it, and I hit a CUR Lorraine.
A level 1 Lorraine.
A level 1.
Literally peak, dude.
So like, absolutely super hype, and obviously obsessed after that. Like that happened. My dopamine chase for the rest of my opening career, I'll never catch it back. But I got close with this set. I mean, it's because of my wife. So I'll talk about that really fast. Then we can talk about ours. Long story short, my wife, obviously super supportive. She comes to all the events. She knows nothing about Grand Archive. And honestly, I don't think she's that interested in learning that much about it. She's just not a trading card girl. But she loves the art, and she thinks that obviously she supports us and thinks it's so cool what we're able to do. But she opened, for the very first time, she opened packs. And she had never, ever opened any packs. One Piece, Pokemon, nothing. So she was super excited to try it. She's seen stuff pop up in her like feed, and obviously she watches stuff with me sometimes and like my TikTok or whatever, tons of stuff. So she was like, okay, she could not open the packs, which are so easy to open, and she could not. She was like, literally shit. I was like, babe, and then I'd grab it and go, and she was like, I can't do it. So she got scissors and started cutting every single pack. She cut open, pulled it out, and I told her that the 9th card is where the big hits are. So she's going 1, 2, 3 out loud like that every time, that speed. She's having the time of her life. And every time she get to 8, she'd like shake a little bit and be like, and it'd be nothing, right? Just a comment. So we go through, we got 2 boxes. That's it. So we're opening, boom, boom, boom. We go through my box, hit nothing, right? Hit a couple of liminal guide, and an Excal. So obviously a really good case. Everything else was bad, but that made it up for the whole case. And then whole box, And then she's opening her box. This is 1 box, 2 boxes. She's opening hers. Obviously, she's like barely done with the first side. I'm done with my whole thing. She's going through. She does an okay box. We get to the very last pack, and I'm like, man, you didn't get to see a collector rare. That would have been so cool for you to see. She's going through. She's going through this slow. Every time I've been watching her, when she gets to that 8th card, she's like moving the card so you can see what the 9th card is before she gets there, even though like she's not paying attention to it. And this time it kind of stuck, and I was like, wait a second. And she pulled it. Boom, CSR Diana won. And she just lost it. She freaked out. Obviously, it's one of the prettiest CSRs that we've like ever. So good. And so she was in love. And because of that, she instantly was like, so are we gonna go get more? And I was like, well, I mean, we can sell this Diana. She's like, if we sell this Diana, can we get like a case? Because I told her about cases and boxes, and I was like, sure, yeah. And so she's like, okay. We drove an hour and 15 minutes away to get a case from a local shop. Brought it home, opened more. She hit another CSR, and she hit a foil UR, and she hit the Looking Glass. She had an absolutely unreal time. Her expectations. It's like our first trip to Disney. That was her first trip ever to Disney. What we went to. Now it's tainted because that's like how she had her. That's her opening experience. So crazy good stuff. Obviously, our luck not that good.
Well, it was good. It was good. We have for, I think ever since FTC, always hit under CSR rates. Every single set without fail. If we open up, 5 cases, whatever, and we're supposed to get 2 CSRs out of that, every single time it's 1 CSR. Every single time. MRC was pretty rough. HVN, we didn't even pull a full playable playset of competitive cards
we were missing.
Out of like 8 cases, 7 cases, something like that. It was a lot of cases, and we still were missing cards to like build Genbu. Actually, we were missing the Sapphire Stone. So Grand Archive's fun. It's super fun to open up. Hitting the CSRs, there's nothing like it. But like we've just personally, like people are gonna have good luck, people are gonna have bad luck. It is what it is, right? It's booster boxes. We've just personally had a lot of bad luck for a lot of sets in a row. But this one we hit on CSR rate.
Yep.
We hit a decent amount of foil URs. I'm pretty sure we went positive on foil UR hit rate. We did. So we hit 2 CSRs and 2 or 3 foil URs.
XCal and Ignis.
Was it just no and
the
Sutir Vortex.
The Vortex.
Oh,
that doesn't feel like
I don't
one
think we
to you.
hit Ignis then.
Oh, I hit Ignis from my.
Yeah.
Okay, so two CSRs and 2 foil URs in 5 cases.
Yeah.
4 cases. 5
Five.
cases. Pretty good.
Yeah. Not
That
bad.
is above rates. I'm pretty sure. We had some cool foils. It was a very fun experience. So we actually did a midnight release, which was really cool. First time we've ever done that.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of people at the local hobby store. As the clock hit midnight, we're all ripping into some product, and it was a fun time.
Yeah.
Ordered pizza. That was a very classic TCG experience that I don't think a lot of people get to have anymore.
Yeah.
So that was really fun.
Haven't done a midnight release on
man.
so long.
I've never have.
Oh,
first
really?
one.
That was your first one?
I haven't played card
dude,
games.
we used to do.
Well, like video games or anything like that?
No.
Oh, okay.
Dude,
Yeah.
we did back in the day with Magic the Gathering. You would do midnight pre-releases.
Yeah, I've done those before.
Super
Oh, dude,
hype.
Evo, one of the stores in Lansing that we're all from, 100 plus players, some events for the midnight release. It was so cool.
Yeah, super cool. So getting to kind of relive that in my mid-30s now felt pretty cool.
And I will say, it was nice to, while we're older, have a midnight release be, yo, let's eat some pizza and chill and open up packs, and not, yo, let's sweat and try to win a couple boxes by building a deck and playing, no, thank you. Not at 2 a.m., you know?
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
So just getting to go, hang out, eat some za, open some packs with your boys. It was a really fun time.
Set is so fun to open up.
Beautiful art.
If you guys haven't opened up any DTR,
Please do it.
This is a set that's worth opening up in my opinion.
So fun.
Boxes are still really cheap for the EV of a box. I haven't sat down and actually done the numbers. But I've bought and sold cards for 10 plus years. It's got a decent EV. You can just tell naturally with the set sometimes. It's a good EV. It's a fun set to open. There's a lot going on.
But like I was saying on Discord, some people were having crazy luck. Going 9 for 9 in cases.
Yeah, which is really unfortunate to see because it's really cool for them, but it means that a lot of people are opening up dead because of that.
And a lot of people were opening dead.
That is the unfortunate part.
This is the realistic thing about all of this is that in the past, there has been some issues with batching and stuff like that, and it looks like we might still be having a little bit of that issue.
I don't think Weeps has fixed that in any set so far. It's been better and worse. Hopefully it's an issue that they're working on. It's hard. Most of the time, it's still just a good experience no matter what. And so opening up GA product has been pretty fun to do. This set just has something special with it.
Agreed. But yeah, it really does have a lot of that fantasy, Alice in Wonderland, really cool Force of Will vibes, which Force of Will was so cool when it was out. So we're not gonna, that could be a whole podcast in its own. But if you guys haven't, like we already said, open some of it. It's super fun. You're not gonna regret it.
If you don't want to open it yourself, go watch some YouTube videos. There's people that have been posting content about opening up the boxes. It's really fun to even just watch those.
You can rewatch TM32 stream.
Yeah.
They did a whole
There's
bunch of
so many streams.
I watched a bit of it. They did a good job. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the last thing before we call it a podcast because we haven't really talked about it much. A lot of people have talked about it, and I'm putting them on the spot. They don't know I'm about to talk about it. But it's the content, the Creators Guild. And just that as a whole, a lot of one of the really cool things that's coming from it, probably the coolest in my eyes, is just the ridiculous influx of new creators right now.
Dude, so much content is getting posted. It's super neat.
It's amazing.
I was talking to Quinn about this a couple of days ago because I was just talking about how I kind of even myself personally, I overlook just how much Grand Archive actually does to try to make their game good. There's so many aspects about the game that they actually hone in on and really try to build up from their company, because a lot of games will just even a lot of TCGs haven't sponsored videos and stuff like that, right? Like Weebs is sponsoring this video. They've been sponsoring Dan and Eva to make these incredibly high quality videos about new products coming out and stuff, which I only watch I watch a limited amount of content, just to be frank. I'm busy. I got a lot of stuff to do. I hadn't watched Eva's stuff before. Because
you just watched it?
I just watched Eva's stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Well, because look at it from my perspective. I'm a super competitive player. I don't need to watch a starter deck video, right? But I watched, I think it was either the Recollection one or this. I can't remember which one I watched. I think I watched multiple now, but I clicked on my first one. I think it was a Recollection deck one for like Dao Chen or something like that. And I was just blown away. Like within like 10 seconds of the video, I was like, whoa.
Exceptional.
This is one of the best card game videos I have ever seen in my life. It was unreal how good it was. And I was like, oh, it's sponsored. Like there's a reason that it's so high quality because Weebs is caring about like trying to make this kind of content, whereas like other card games are like, make content for us peasants, you know, like.
By the time you're seeing this, our first actual video, not podcast, will be out.
Yep.
I'm sponsored by Weebs of the Shore. It doesn't live up to Eva's editing.
But it is. Yeah, I mean, like we've already expressed how awesome it is to you. But like, it's if you haven't watched it yet, because maybe the title threw you off. It's called "Should a Yu-Gi-Oh player try our Grand Archive?" And it's actually like a really cool video to watch, even if you are like a Grand Archive player and you don't play Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff. Isaac did unreal editing in the whole thing. It looks
worked so hard,
so good. Like our like this is our content normally, and then this is the Yu-Gi-Oh video, dude. Like it was just an unreal jump in quality. Really, really good stuff.
I'm excited to like see Isaac's journey as we continue on. Now that he's been doing stuff at that level to like continuously improve. And I know Isaac really likes to improve every time.
I love to
He spends
improve.
4 hours to learn like a 5-minute thing.
Dude,
Please go watch the video and just appreciate for one moment the foiling of the Yu-Gi-Oh card. Okay.
The Stardust Dragon.
Okay, here's the thing. Main Deck actually posted in, there's a little creator thing started by, I think, Once in Love or something like that, Discord channel that I'm a part of. And he shared an Adobe Premiere, like, I forget what's hooking, whatever. What's the best way to put it? Plugin. For it, where it does a nice little foiling across the thing. Okay, I use DaVinci Resolve because I hate paying monthly any kind of subscriptions. I am a firm like I hate subscriptions. But so I don't want to pay for stuff more than once. So I had to make that myself, and I kept Googling and searching and YouTubing videos of people trying to do a foiling or anything like that. Doesn't really exist. Found one thing, didn't work for that. I had to do, first time using this section of DaVinci where it's Fusion, where you do all the cool effects and everything. So I learned, it took me three and a half hours to figure out how to do one card foiling. And it looks just okay. But my goodness, did I take some time to do that, and hopefully the next one's way better. It's hard with Yu-Gi-Oh cards though, because they don't do like really weird foiling, like rainbow foiling necessarily. They just do like, it looks metallic. So I was like, I can't even do like a cool effect to make it, because otherwise I would have done like really cool rainbow foiling.
So you sent that message to our group chat with us three, and all I saw was, this took me 3 hours to do, and like a 4-second video clip. And I was like, oh wow. So I watched it, I was like, I mean, that's cool, but I wouldn't do that, homie. And then I read the rest of your message, and you're like, I learned how to do it now, so the next time should only take me a few minutes. I was like, okay, good, because I was like,
that's a lot. That's a lot. It looks sick.
Oh, it does,
But like 3 hours.
I made my own plugin, so next time I should just be able to put the picture in, hook it up. Good. That should be the next thing.
Love it.
Maybe adjust like how shiny and stuff I want it to be.
But this is like what I was getting at with the now we're upping our game, which is like we were already on that path before the Creators Guild, and then the Creators Guild obviously is happening now, and obviously pushes us even more to do good content because it does have some pretty ambitious benchmarks that you have to hit. They're not crazy. They are doable if you put in the time and effort. We've been working on this for years.
They are there so that someone doesn't get a flame of the moment. That's not a phrase.
No, it's all right. I think people know what you mean.
Spur of the moment, flame, passion flame to get
that's okay.
There's a phrase out there that I'm looking for, and I don't know where to find it at all. It's back there.
We already drove past that.
So I think it's so like someone doesn't like kind of half effort a YouTube channel, like blah blah blah, right? Like I think they want to like create someone that's going to actually start a content journey with Grand Archive.
100%. And like 10 for long form content, which also for some of you guys that are thinking about getting into it, the big difference, check out, and maybe we can link this, but Shinja did a video with TM32 that it's right here. But that video, he broke down everything about it, like start to finish, also gave his opinion, but the really cool thing is he explains long form content, short form content, and like what it is, and the different ratios and things like that. And it basically just means, are you on YouTube, like long form, like you click on a video, or short form, like you're on Shorts, TikTok, and it's just a different resolution.
It's not the length of the video.
Did you do a video or just like a
video?
Okay.
He did a full video. It's really cool. You should check it out.
I might have watched. I just can't remember.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely worth checking out. So I'm not going to break down all the stuff. You can just go check it out over there. But really, really cool. But I know a lot of people feel strongly one way or the other. They think it's a great idea. Obviously, a great. One of the coolest things that Weebs has done, honestly, to push this game. They're obviously going super hard with the GA Academy right now.
Yeah.
Now we've got like over 50 Academy programs across the world right now. And all of these ambassadors, which I'm also one of those ambassadors. So you'll probably get some kind of announcement about that soon. But you're getting all of this huge push to grow this game, which is incredible. But I know some people who, depending on the kind of content that you make, it is very hard to reach some of these goals.
Sure.
Like if you are someone who does podcasts every week, and you but unfortunately, like podcasts on YouTube just aren't that popular.
Podcasts do well if aside from the podcast is already like a channel or a type of video that these people are known for or popular for.
There's so many podcasts out there, like just in general, but even for niche things as well, that it's really hard to get discovered as a podcaster.
100%. And so I know that there are some, unfortunate things that are happening from that angle, but hopefully that will push some of these content creators into maybe short form content, and they do 30 of those a season, and they start getting a ton of views there, and they have the podcast to supplement, right, and to get people there. So I'm hoping we see those content creators and people that are concerned really flourish. I hope that the problem that we have is that there's too many content creators in the guild, and then everybody is able to hit these because that means the game is growing.
Yeah, I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've heard, I love watching GA content. I've watched everything out there.
Yep.
I wait for new content.
Yep.
Like, it's absurd how many people have said that to me. And I'm just like, we're finally getting to a part where hopefully now there's too much content. And
and the cool thing is, it's not just content, it's also people who just create stuff for GA. Such as like the website, sylvie.gg, art build.sylvie, is that right? Is it sylvie.build or?
Oh, the deck builder.
Deck builder, and
Sylvie.org.
Fractal of Insight.
I'm forgetting.
There's a lot of them.
Shout at your decks.
That one. That thing.
Yeah. Like all of these creators that spend tons of time to create these resources that we as players use on a daily basis. Especially in the competitive scene, use it a lot, and then content creators use it a ridiculous amount. So like having access to all of that, honestly, it enhances everybody's experience in Grand Archive and their content.
So, and it's really nice to see a dedicated support from Weebs for that, because a lot of other games would just be like, thanks for running a deck builder site and promoting our game.
You get nothing.
Congrats. Actually, we're not even going to acknowledge it.
Or you're just going to shut it down.
Interesting choices.
I don't know about that.
Don't worry. We'll talk about it off screen. But anyway, guys, long story short to this podcast, this is a very exciting time for GA.
Oh, dude,
I have never been this excited for GA.
Me and you have been buying a lot of high rarity cards because we're a little caught up in just how hyped GA is
literally.
right now.
It's been crazy, which I'm selling a lot of those high rarity cards now to a lot of people. So, but still, it is exciting, and it's a great time to be. Hopefully, we get some new players here that are hanging out with us in the podcast and getting to check out not only this content but all our other content, gameplays. Join our. Oh, I didn't yell at them, did I?
It's in there.
It's in there. Okay, cool. I yelled at you guys at some point. That's great. But below, we've got links to our Discord, which we have a community. You can get some games in. To our Patreon, which has tons more of exclusive content, and even more every time. We're always adding new things. Really cool community over there. You get to see all this stuff early, and then you also get your own exclusive content. And then, honestly, we've got some really exciting stuff in the works that we will talk to you guys about soon. Very soon. So
genuinely so excited about it.
So thank you guys so much, man. I think that was a pretty solid podcast. What do you guys say? Would you like to talk about anything else here?
Alan got better.
Alan got a lot better. It's the truth.
A lot more animal humans.
That is true.
Yeah. Yeah, one thing I gotta work on with this setup is looking at that camera instead of this camera.
You can look at whatever camera you want.
Okay, I'll look at Caven's camera. No, but anyway, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. We will catch you next week.
Peace.
Peace.